Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it with a brand new video. And in this video, we are going to talk about how to become a consistently profitable trader in 90 days. Yes, that is right. You heard me right. I am coming to you from San Salvador, El Salvador, bringing you this awesome video. Now, I am going to break one, stage two, stage three. What I recommend in the first 30 days, 30 day to 60 day, and then 60 day to 90 days. So a total of 90 days. Now understand each stage may take a little bit longer depending on somebody's, education so far on trading. Okay, if you're brand new into it, well then maybe the first stage it will take you 60 days. It could potentially take more. But if you already do have a good knowledge on, a theory or a system or just a good trading knowledge already, then in my opinion it should take 90 days. I am going to give you countless examples as well as little exercises I recommend, and give you my overall thoughts on this, on how to do it. This is what I bring through all my new members that come to the group. I have this talk with them. So I thought, hey, why not give it to you guys and show you the outline of what I recommend people doing. So let's get into it. Stage one is going to be 1 day to 30 days. This is really where you want to focus in on learning one system, learn the rules to it, and learn the theory of it. Now, understand there are tons of different theories and methodologies out there. I don't know, Elliott wave theory, just general price action, supply and demand, so many different chart patterns, EAs out there, trading indicators. Like there's so much out there. So really what you want to focus in on is just one system and learn that whole system, the theory of it, the rules of it, and get a good grasp for the methodology, okay? So for me personally, I trade the supply and demand methodology. So what somebody might want to learn from that is what is the general theory of the supply and demand methodology, how to identify and draw zones of supply and demand, how to qualify a good zone versus a poor zone, how to determine trends, how to determine a take profit area, stop loss area, break even points, how to identify momentum, how to identify multiple time frame analysis. You're just learning the basic rules of what's a tradable zone, what's not a tradable zone, what's good, what's not, what's the theory of it. So after the end of the 30 days, you should have a good grasp. And if I come to somebody at the end of the 30 days and I say, hey, tell me what a zone is. Why is this a zone versus why this is not a zone? So this is really what the first 30 days is embracing yourself and absorbing as much knowledge as you can about a certain methodology. This is why it's so important to go through a bunch of videos, learn as much as you can, and as well as read the ebook that I give to people and read that every day for the next 30 days. This is why I say read this book for the next 30 days, because each time you read it, you are going to pick up more and more and more stuff. Same thing with the videos. Go through the videos within the first 30 days at least 5 times, because the more times you watch it, the more you're going to pick up. And then as you read the Discord and you join the meetings, you gain that knowledge and you have more of a belief system in that methodology and you start to understand how it works. Okay, so that's really what the first 30 days are, is just embracing yourself, absorbing as much knowledge as you can in the, well, in this case, supply and demand methodology, but it could be any methodology out there. I'm just talking about supply and demand because, well, it's what I trade, right? So I can talk about it a lot better than some other trading strategy or methodology or EA out there, okay? Really quickly, before we get into stage two, I'm making this cut in this video right now. I am currently editing this video, but I left out something I wanted to talk about for 10 seconds, and that is Google. Yes, I really do believe everything is out there on YouTube, Google, on the internet in general, social media, but the problem is there's so much information out there. If you just take this one methodology, for example, supply and demand, you Google, YouTube, how to identify and draw zones. There's a million videos on this, and this is for every trading system out there. How to draw support and resistance, how to draw zones, what's price action, what's a chart pattern, how to trade a bullish candlestick, pendant. There's so much things about how to take profit, how to manage a trade. It's information overload, and this was my biggest problem when I was learning, because yeah, I thought everything is out there, and yes, it technically is true. You could go to Harvard class online, because there's classes of Harvard that people pay hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year, but you can get a full degree on YouTube. Now, you won't walk out of there with an actual degree, and you probably couldn't perform heart surgery, right? Because you didn't actually go to school, but you could watch the classes and you could pick up some good knowledge. Okay, so just be very careful with this on the Google wing it way because there's so much information out there. And as soon as you start losing 2, 3 trades in a row, or you start feeling discouraged on a certain methodology, you look for the next best thing. And especially on social media, everybody is going to put their best foot forward. Oh, this is why you're losing. This is why you're not making money. You need to do this. You have to do this. You know? So just want to add that quick tip. Now let's get into stage two. So let's move on to the second stage, okay? So the second stage is going to be days 30 to 60, okay? So that next 30 days, and this is where you're going to have a good knowledge, basic knowledge of the supply and demand system or any other trading system out there, but this is where you're going to want to start experimenting with trade setups, getting a feel for the whole top-down analysis and see how it works, understanding the difference between a good setup and a poor quality setup, right? So this is when you just got to say, okay, I got a good grasp of the methodology. I need to continue to read the books. I need to continue to watch the videos, but I'm now going to start implementing it. Now I'm just going to get a feel for this, but this is why it's important to show up to like the Wednesday meetings and post people's trade reviews so then they can hear from me like, hey, I like what you did here and here and here, but I think you should stay away from this and this. And why? Because what we have back tested is this exact thing that you are testing, and we haven't found very good results. Now it might be different for you. So this is where in that 30-day, 60-day mark is where you're experimenting, making mistakes, getting a good grasp for the whole methodology, understanding that kind of level two price action theory about why you want to stay away from certain trades versus you want to get into certain trades, okay? And this is very important to do is make sure you journal all your trades because at the end of the 90 days, I sit down with people one-on-one and I say, hey, let's review all your trades and see what's working and what's not working. We will talk about this later. But if you don't have your trades journaled, we can't do that, and then you've got to start from scratch again. So this is why journaling your trades, taking pictures, and adding notes to it is so important. Every 6 months, I go back and review all my trades and say, hey, what's working, what's not working, right? The market is always changing, so you need to adjust your strategy. Another thing that will help you guys build confidence is backtesting. This will help build your confidence in the system. Okay, this is what I mean by this. If you have one trader that's just following blind off of one other trader without actually backtesting or investing into a program or fully learning the system and system jumping and all that, they're not going to have the same belief system versus if somebody actually backtests and understand the stats behind it. That person that backtests sees, hey, I have a 60% win rate with a 2-to-1 risk to reward. If I manage my trade like this is what my expected value is on each trade. Versus somebody that's not doing it and just following it blindly, after 4 losing trades in a row, you get discouraged and then you start system hopping and all that. So this is why I say you got to focus on one system and learn it intensely, figure out what's working, what's not working, right? So like I said, backtesting will help that. I made a good video on that I will actually put in the description below about why you should be backtesting and about the belief system that you gain from that, because you will have a different belief system if somebody actually backtest it versus if somebody doesn't backtest, right? And then plus you get good screen time by seeing the same trade setup happen again and again and again. So you know what to expect from the outcome, okay? And like I said before, this is still where you've got to be learning about the methodology, learning more about like level 2 price action, if you want to call it that, continuing to read the ebooks, continuing to watch the videos, continuing to show up to the meetings, continuing to post in the Discord community. This is really where the building blocks is in the second stage, days 30 to 60. Okay, so let's go down to the third stage, 90 days. This is what I recommend. So how to become a consistently profitable trader in 90 days. This is the third stage. This will be after 60 days, and we will be going for the 90 days, 60 to 90 days at this stage. This is where you need to start creating a trading plan. All right, you should have a good grasp on the methodology if you took it really serious and you've been reading the book, watching the videos, doing whatever type of research you can on whatever methodology. You should have rules written out about what's a good trade, what's a good trade, what's not a good trade. And you want to write this down into a trading plan. Okay, how are you going to manage trades? How are you going to determine take profit? How are you going to manage your stop loss? What's going to take you out of a trade? What's a really good quality trade setup? You should have pictures, 4 or 5 trading examples of what's a really good trading setup. And then if you find a trading setup and you look at those 4 or 5 pictures of selling setups and buying setups and it doesn't look like any of those setups, then you should completely ignore it. Okay, this trading plan is to make sure that you continue to take the same trade setup. And which brings me into my next point is make sure you review all the trades that you've taken over the last 60 days and figure out what's working and what's not working. Okay, this is why journaling is so important, because at the end of the 90 days, when I have a meeting with that person, I say, hey, let's break down all your trades that you have taken, 20 trades, 50 trades, whatever. Let's figure out what is working and what is not working. Every trader is different. So I'm going to give you 7 things that you could pull from your trades, and I want you to figure out what is making you money and what is costing you money. Okay, this is why journaling your trades and reviewing your trading performance and reviewing all your trades is so important. If they don't have it, then I go, well, I really can't help you figure out what's working and what's not working unless you manually go back and figure out when you bought, when you sold. But it's so much easier to do it when you take the trade. So this is when you got to find what's making you money, what's not making you money, and get rid of the trades that are not making you money. Okay, and then from there, from 90 days, you want to make sure that you're just continuing to trade that exact same trade setup. You're just trying to become a one-trick pony and learn one trading setup. That's all you're trying to do, right? At the end of the 90 days, and because statistically you're saying, hey, I'm making money from this trading setup, I'm going to take this trading setup only. And this is where you need to stick to the plan, okay? Stick to the trading plan. Let's get into an example right here, actually. So let's see what Caleb has to say. He just completed the 90 days. So he says, just completed 90 days with Moneyball Trading. I am glad and proud of myself that I have joined this platform. The 3 months have been tough, and I have learned a lot from Austin in the group community. First month of Austin says is the learning phase. The second, that's exactly what I mentioned. Learning as much as you can, continuing to read the ebook, continuing to go over the videos, asking questions, posting your homework, right? To say, hey, I want to make sure that you fully understand the homework before you move on to lesson 2. Yes, I do care. If people aren't passing homework 1, then that's telling me that they're not understanding the system. So I need to maybe sit down with them for 5 minutes and have a quick one-on-one with them to say, hey, focus on this and this and this. So that's why I make people hand in homework after the first lesson. And then at the second lesson, hand in homework again. Third lesson, hand in homework again. So it's bringing you through the whole thing to make sure that you actually understand the program for the first 30 days. Okay, and as well as you have quizzes after each video, making sure that you understand what was just talked about, right? So it's really built from the ground up to maximize people's success. So that's what he said for phase 1. Awesome. The second month was pretty challenging to me since I was beginning to take setups we learned. I took a lot of trades. I think more than 40 to 50 in a month, and I think that's where I was wrong. I was looking at charts and taking any supply and demand zones without necessarily looking at the quality. But this is good. This is what not necessarily I recommend, but this is important to start taking trading setups, start to get the good grasp of the methodology of, hey, is this a zone? Is this a zone? Is this a trade setup? Because then you post those trades in the trade review tab, and then we have the meeting on Wednesday, and I say, hey, like, stay away from this and this. I recommend doing this and this, right? Hey, I really like what you did here and here, but stay away from this. Okay? That's why we do our backtesting meetings as well, and then the Sunday weekly prep meetings. It's all built for people, but that's good. He took 40 to 50 trades, and that's what he said where he went wrong. He was taking too many trades, but he was getting a good grasp of the methodology, understanding what's good and what's not good, and that's the whole point, right? What helped me is that I was posting the good trades and the bad trades in the order to learn what was wrong and right, exactly what I talked about. This made me go back to my 50 trades and look at them again and compare it to Austin's trade reviews. I don't regret taking those trades because that's how I learned. Awesome. That's how we learned and understood the methodology. I owned my mistakes and decided third month I will do better. This is my third month. I have taken 11 trades in the past 30 days, and 8 of them have been winners and 3 of them have been losers. I am up 26% in profit. That is awesome. He goes on to say what I am even proud of is not the winners. The losers are in my trading plan, and I will take the same trade up again and again when I see them. Awesome. This is a guy that went through the first 30 days, understand the methodology, takes lots of trades in the second stage, which I recommend, understanding what works, what doesn't work, and then review the last 50 trades that you've taken and say, hey, what's making me money, what's not making me money, and then start taking those trades for the next 90 days. Now, during that third stage, you're probably going to make 2 or 3 errors here and there, but that's where you just, you're if you imagine a gem, you're just starting to file that gem off. You got a good gem, you understand the good trading setup, you got a trading plan. It's not polished, but it's a it just needs a couple more shavings around the gem to make it a nice polished gem, and that's exactly what he did, and he's up 26% in the third month. That's the whole ideal of the whole Moneyball trading: stage one, stage two, stage three in 90 days, and the people that are willing to put in the work will get the results. I can't say I guarantee it, but it's a high probability that if people are willing to put in the work, I'm willing to put in the work with them and give more time with one-on-ones and ask and answer their questions if they have any. So hey, if you guys wanted to join that Moneyball trading program, would love to have you guys part of the team. 90 days or less. You can go to the description below, moneyballtrading.com, and sign up there. Or if you want the free training of the basic supply and demand guide, then you can also go to moneyballtrading.com, and I will have a step-by-step process there for you to learn about the basics of the methodology until you decide that you want to join the private group, right? Taking people's hand all the way through. That is my goal. And hey, if you guys disagree with any of this, let me know why you disagree. And if you do agree, let me know why you do agree. And you know what? If there was one tip that you had to give a certain trader that helped you become consistently profitable, share it down below in the comments below. Help out other people as well, because you are at that stage at some point in your career as a trader. So why not pass down that knowledge? Okay? And those are my top tips on how to become a consistently profitable trader in 90 days. You got the system, you got the guided mentorship, and you got the community network surrounded around other like-minded traders. Step 1, step 2, step 3. All right, hey, if you want to reach out to me on social media at MoneyballAustin, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, let me know if you have any questions. And like I said before, any tips that you want to give other traders, hit them down below in the comments below. Any links will be provided in the description that I mentioned throughout this video. Make sure you do share this video with other traders, because I know some of you guys are in this little tribal group together between you and your friend or other like-minded traders. Share this video with them. Okay? Thank you guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.